Hi everyone, in this session we are going to learn about respiration in other animals. Students, different animals, they breathe through different parts of their body. Okay, so in this session we will learn about some common animals. Okay, let us start with the microorganism, and I hope with the help of the picture you are able to recognize these two microorganisms which we had already studied earlier in chapter nutrition in animals. Do you remember amoeba? And do you remember what is these finger-like projections in the picture? Yes, it is called as the false feet, pseudopodia. Okay, and you know paramecium, the shape of paramecium is almost like slipper shaped, and it is having small cilia, the hair-like structure around it, and both pseudopodia and cilia, it is responsible for engulfing the food particles. Okay, so now in this chapter we will learn about how these unicellular organisms they respire. Okay, so student, in unicellular organisms such as amoeba and paramecium, the exchange of gases take place by the process of diffusion. And diffusion, you all are familiar now. What is diffusion? Actually, diffusion is the movement of the particles, okay, from the higher concentration to the lower concentration, or in simple term we can say that the spreading of the particles. Okay, so the exchange of gases in amoeba and paramecium, it takes place by diffusion through the cell membrane. And what is cell membrane? The outer region, the outer layer of the body of amoeba as well as paramecium is called as cell membrane. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now we will move to the next one, that is insect respiration in insects. Look at the picture first. Are you able to see the pink color network like structure in this insect? Okay, so insect like grasshopper and cockroaches, they have respiratory system, and it consists of a network of thin air tubes, and we call these air tubes as trachea. Okay, and you are familiar with the term trachea as well, because in human being we know that after a nasal cavity the air goes into a pipe, the windpipe, which we called as trachea. So here we are able to see many tubes. Okay, so these tubes are called as trachea, and these tracheal tubes, they spread into the whole body of the insect, and these air tubes have a tiny opening, and we call these opening spiracles on the side of their body. Okay, so what actually happened, the air rich in oxygen, okay, it enters the body through the spiracles. Okay, this air now goes to the trachea, diffuse into the body tissue, and reaches every cell of the body. Okay, and here the oxygen is used to break down the food to produce what? You know, energy and carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide from the cell goes to the tracheal tubes and move out of the body through the opening called as spiracle. In the same way like us, isn't it? Now let us know about respiration in earthworms. Earthworm might be you had seen in school garden many times during the rainy season. Okay, so what actually happened, the earthworms, they breathe through their thin moist skin. Okay, this is a very simple. So they are having the moist skin, and through which they breathe. Okay, now the next one is respiration in frogs. Frogs, as you all know that frogs live both on land and in water. So frogs have a pair of lungs like human being to breathe on land. So when the frog is on the land area, then it needs lungs for breathing. Okay, like us. And in water they breathe through their moist skin. Got it? Now come to the next one, that is respiration in fish. Okay, from the lower classes you are learning that gills are responsible for breathing. So let us warm up again in this chapter. So fish has a special organ of breathing called gills and found on both the side of its head. The fish breathes by taking in water. And what that water is having? Yes, it is having a dissolved soluble gas. And what is that gas? Oxygen, nothing else. Yes, so they are taking oxygen from the water through its mouth and sending it over the gills. Now what happened? Gills are well supplied with blood vessels. The blood vessels of the gills extract dissolved oxygen from this water and send it to all part of the body. Got it? Carbon dioxide is brought back by the blood into the gills for expelling into the surrounding. Okay? Now let us know the respiration in plants. Like animals, plant also respire for their survival. Like most of the students, it is a misconception that plant do only one process, that is photosynthesis. But we had learned that photosynthesis is only for preparing its food. But they also respire like us, and they respire day and night. The photosynthesis process is only in the morning, in the daylight. Okay, so they get energy by breaking down of food they produce. The plants get energy by the process of respiration, in which glucose break down in the presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water with the release of energy. Plants take in oxygen from the air and give out what? Carbon dioxide during respiration in the same way. Fine. Now what are the things which are responsible? Let us now first the leaves. As you had studied, the leaves are having a small openings. In earlier chapter you had learned this, that they are having tiny pores on their surface, and these pores are called as stomata. So stomata are responsible for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So hence respiration occurred through them in plants. Okay. And the next one is, can you guess what the picture is depicting? It is the root here. So roots are also responsible for gaseous exchange in plant. Like all other living cells of the plants, the root cells also need oxygen to generate energy. The root of the plant have a very large number of tiny hair on them, and they are called as root hair. So air is present in between the particles of the soil, okay, and the root hair are in contact with the air present in the soil particles. So what happened? Oxygen from the air in the soil particle, they diffuse into where? Root hair, and reaches all the cells of the root, and where it is utilized in respiration. And in the same way, carbon dioxide produced during the respiration goes out through the root hair by the process of diffusion everywhere. And student, one more thing which I want to tell you is, have you seen the woody stem, with the big trees having woody stem, the bark? Okay, so the stem of herbs have stomata for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So the hard and woody stems of big plants, or we can say that trees, have lenticles for the gaseous exchange. So what are lenticles? Lenticle is a tiny opening on the bark where the cells are loosely packed and have intercellular space, allowing the exchange of gases. So in case of plant, the gaseous exchange take place through stomata, root hair and the lenticles. I hope you are able to understand that how respiration takes place in other organisms as well as in plants. Okay, thank you so much. Take care.